I need a pie moment. What's the pie moment?
We need pie. What? My granddaddy always said, if you got a problem that you can't solve, helps to get out of your head. Pie, it's good.
Pie?
Yeah.
Your granddaddy, heavy set man?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't have a pie. But I do have M&Ms. And a coffee. So I've been thinking, trying to figure out how to do that plenum, how to make a mould up and do all that stuff. And I've been thinking, we're just continually on the green limousine, which is cool. I've really been enjoying the last few videos. But this week, I guess I'm still going to do some stuff on the limo out the back there. But I've been thinking I need to clean up. I definitely need to clean up. And I need to have a bit of a shift around, and I need to make things so they flow a little better in the workshop. But also, I've been watching a lot of Make It Customs with Carl Fisher. I will put a link in. Go to the description and have a look. Make It Customs. I'm going to make some tooling up. I've got the Frankenshaper, which I'll show you now. This, my dears, is the Frankenshaper. English wheel. Alright, English wheel. And planishing hammer. Right, I've got that monstrosity, and that's got the planishing hammer and the English wheel, which is great. But I've been watching Carl make, what do you make? A shrinker and a stretcher. And it's so simple. So simple. So I'm going to do that this week. What else am I going to do? I'm not going to overcommit, because last week I overcommitted and I felt like a real drongo when I only got one patch done. So I'm not going to film a lot of the stuff on the plenum this week, on the scuttle I mean. I think we'll kind of get where I'm going with that. I will cut in and out little snippets. But this one is going to be about getting the tooling ready for making up some of these other panels that I'm going to need to make once I'm finished with the plenum. Once I get it on the rotisserie, or the spit. We call it a spit here in Australia. Some people call it a rotisserie. But yeah, so if I get a chance, I will show you the rotisserie. I'll show you how I made that, and how I'm going to finish that off and what I'm doing with that. I definitely want to make up the shrinker and the stretcher, and you'll be gobsmacked at how simple they are. Because I know I am. And that being said, go and check out Make It Customs. It's really, if you're into doing up old cars and restorations, this is some absolutely budget friendly, simple machinery that will make your life so much easier. Okay? Right. Well, I'm gonna eat my M&Ms. I'm gonna let my brain do its thing, and then I'm gonna get into it. See you in a second. Wait a minute. I've also been watching Trevs Blog. I will put that there as well. Trevs Blog. Man, that guy he's a metal shaper. He's an artist. He hasn't done anything for a few years, but the stuff he's put out, oh my gosh, so good. So before I run away, I just wanted to remind you to have a look in the description, and you'll find not just Make It Custom, but also Trevs Blog. Check these guys out if you're interested in metal shaping at all. These are the guys. All right. So now I'm going to go. and get into it. Yeah. Cheers. Well, the vacuum cleaner didn't appreciate that little undertaking at all. It's about the dummy about 5 times. Because there's just so much crap that's so heavy. So, passenger side, left-hand side, is reasonable. It's quite good. A few little pinholes here and there. I probably will end up replacing that whole floor panel, simply because by the time you patch every tiny little hole and you've still got weak steel around it doesn't make any sense. Driver's side, absolutely dead, and the rear's not great, but overall, compared to what I expected, it's really good, which is good. It's good that it's good. So I'm glad I did that. That's been very, very beneficial to me in my little pie moment. Yeah, exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. So yeah, that's that. Now to clean up the rest of the shed, because, you know, there's still all this crap everywhere. Just welded that patch in on the driver's side, right hand side of the vehicle. It fought me almost the entire way, but I thought it would because of the something's not quite sitting as it should. It's not far out, but it's just enough to be struggle town every time you want to do something. Anyway, the great thing about it is this is coming off again, so I'll be able to hammer and dolly it, get the shape a little better once I take it off. But yeah, that's that. Okay, these are the materials I've chosen to use for the shrinker. Shrinker. And it's just a basic bit of, well, a couple of bits of angle iron. This I found in the scrap, and it's got the hole in the perfect place, so that's awesome for me. I don't have to drill that. And this is going to be a base plate. What's that for? That's just to level it up while I'm putting it together. I'm watching Carl Fisher do this as I'm doing this for you guys, but I'm making some changes to his design. But yeah, I'm watching Make It Custom as I'm building this for you guys to see. So it's a little bit tricky because I've only got my phone, but yeah, I'm watching what Carl's doing, then I'm doing it, trying to film it at the same time, and get a really good result. So I've marked it out. This is going to be my base plate, so I'm going to, basically what I'm going to do, you might have seen those, what are they called? You might have seen those kindling makers. It's a very similar principle to them. You hang on the door, you know, or on the wall, and you just pull down a lever, or like the old Coke can crushers, or can crushers. Just the same basic principle, just leverage. All right. So this will go in between there, and it'll just pull down, and it will put a shrink or a tuck in my steel. Right. What I want to do is I want to overhang. Where are you? So what I want to do, which Carl hasn't done in he's done a slightly different thing, but I want to overhang, so I'll come that far over, and this will be mounted solid. And once I do the stretcher as well, you'll understand why I'm doing it this way. because I want them back to back. I want the whole thing one unit, whereas Carl's done it 2 different units. I really want to do it 1 unit. So I've got the stretcher one side and the shrinker the other side, and then I'm not going 2 different places to do the same job. I'm just there with it. So I'm just going to time lapse. I'm going to cut everything up. And then we'll talk about shaping it up. So I'll go for a time lapse. I've already had a rethought, so I was going to use that, right? But I've just been watching the video again, and it doesn't work like this, like I thought it did, because it's been a little while. Basically what happens is, you've got a hole here-ish, you put a bolt through it, and you just crimp it there, right? So I've got to cut, and these are only rough, I've just got to cut it out like that. And put this in side, so that it sits just there, or level with, and then it's going to go up and down and just crimp, right? So all of this here is waste. That just gets cut off, and then you're left with that. Basically you're left with that, the coloured in bit, alright, is what you're left with, and this is gone. And that's so your metal can sit in there against that edge, which is why I want to weld this at the back. Which is why I want to weld this at the back, because I want it to be able to overhang, and I want to be able to move the metal around it. Because what I saw Carl run into is he was level with the bench, so he had to lift it up and do some stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Forgive me, I've got a bit of hay fever today. It's winter in Australia, and I've got hay fever. It's been a weird year. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. We're going to do that. Also, what I want to talk about is how am I going to sharpen it. So when you do a tuck, you have troughs and you have valleys, right? And it goes like that. That's a high, that's a low. And so we need the jaws of this to imprint that. So with the jaws here, can you see this? With the jaws here, we want it fatter back here and skinnier at the front, right? So we want it to only go on a V that way, if that makes sense. But with this, we want it to go the other way. We want it to be fat at the front and really skinny towards the back. Because as we push into it, we want to squish that metal so that you've got the big hollow here and then the inner, so that'll be the valley, and then on the high points it'll be the opposite way. And then what that will do as that squeezes together is it will give us that it'll give us a wave effect, but it'll also give us a tapered V on the valleys and reverse tapered V on the highs. I think that's the way. We'll see as we go through it. All right, I'm going to go to the time lapse. I've skipped a heap of steps and haven't recorded everything because I really want you guys to go and check out Make It Kustom's build on this, because Carl is just such a great teacher. But that's basically what we've got. I've got to tickle up the angles there a little bit, but okay, so they're basically the angles we've got. I've got to give them a bit of a tickle up. That's the basic setup. So now I'm just going to weld it together, and yeah, I'll show you how it works. Alright, forgive me how crudely this is strapped to the bench, but obviously it will be on a pedestal. I've done, this is the gauge steel that I use. I think it's 1.3 mil. Anyway, whatever it is, this is what I use. And I put a 10 mil lip on it. And we're gonna, you can go either way, you can go up or you can go down, it doesn't really matter. But for the purpose of this, I'm just trying to get around this clamp setup. Anyway, let's give it a go and see what it does. As you do one, you ride onto the next tooth, and it basically self-centers. And like I say, go and check out Carl, Make It Kustom. Alright, this is where I stole the idea from. I completely stole it. He wants you to steal his ideas. He wants you to go and make it your own. Yeah, give it a crack. This is working beautifully. I'm going to set up a foot pedal on this. Where are we? It's very harsh, but once you watch it all play out, you'll realise it's not actually that harsh. It's pretty good. Right? You have to just, let's see if I can do it with one clamp, not two. Let's see if I can keep going around here. Great thing is, it'll go up or down, and it sits on the teeth either way. Yeah, I'm running out of room. We'll see, we'll keep going this way. Okay, that's that. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this thing already. And I've got to refine it. It's not finished by any stretch of the imagination. Multiple passes is the way to go. So I've got to round these edges so that I can get the whole way around it. Basically, I want to be able to make a circle the whole way around. I'll come back again. I don't really think I put enough of a lip on this thing. This bit of steel, not the machine. I'm coming in at a different angle now. Seeing what that does. Keep it in the drawers. There we go. And then I have to capture these tucks. Right, but I'll show you how to do that later. So that's it. That's about the most basic machine you can make. It is so basic, it's ridiculous. It almost feels like I'm cheating. But that's the shrinker. And it gives you a profile like that. That's a pretty nice profile. And like I say, once I capture those tucks and lock it in and planish it, it'll look amazing. This video is running a bit long, so I'm probably going to show you the shrinker next episode. But in the meantime, go check out the links in the description and go watch Make It Customs, go watch Trevs Blogs, and go and watch, who's the other guy? Oh, Old Skool Only. Yeah, go check out those channels. I'll see you in the next one.